What affirmation helped me to direct my attention away from speech and everything to do with speaking onto the aspects that really matter? Because stuttering is actually not a speech problem. Even though it sounds like it is not. And the common mistake that people who stutter make very, very often is that you are too focused on your speech. You want to eliminate your stuttering, you time watch when will it go away, you get angry when it doesn't happen, and basically you're feeding your stuttering, your problem, with your attention. You're thinking about it all the time, you're worrying, you're discussing it, and this is how you feed it, and it becomes more and more and more unachievable, more and more elusive. So my recommendation for you guys today is to start to look beyond your speech, because speech is just a small element of your personality. It's not the whole of you. It's very important to remember that. And now I will share with you what affirmation helped me to shift my attention very effectively away from everything to do with speaking and onto other aspects of my personality and my mindset. So the affirmation that I used was the following: if you stutter, if you block, if you experience difficulties or turbulence with your speech, with your self-expression, it has nothing to do with speaking, and it has everything to do with my thinking. It has everything to do with my thinking, with the way I relate to myself, other people, situation, and the world in general. So, and I use this phrase just to remind me all the time. Every time I had difficult situation, a bad speaking day, I would use this to remind me that there is more to stuttering than speech. So, and immediately when you say this in your mind, your attention shifts over to your relationship with yourself. How do you perceive yourself, let's say, in comparison to your listeners? Do you see yourself as small? Do you see yourself as abnormal? Do you see yourself as a freak? So all this plays a very big part in how you will end up feeling, and your feelings will then affect how you act in a situation. How do you hold your body? And then everything that you do on the physical plane, for instance, holding your breath, it's one of the big things that people who start to do. They are not breathing properly. And in turn, this will create the experience of stuttering. So it's very important to understand what happens in your mental screen, and how do you contribute to creating blocking. Stuttering experience, it is something that you unconsciously create. And once you understand, once you see the mechanics of it, once you look beyond and above stuttering, this is when the magic will begin to happen inevitably, because your attitudes towards yourself will shift, your relationship with yourself will shift, you will become a different person. You will gradually start to become a different person as you change your perceptions, your outlook on yourself, people, and life in general. Very important. I would just like to finish off by saying that overcoming stuttering should not take years. If you follow the right guidance, if you have the right understanding of the problem, if you really understand what you're dealing with,